So as you know, if you've been around here for the past couple of weeks, I'm posting every day Monday to Friday throughout January, all about goal setting and personal growth and all that positive, motivated, good stuff to get your 2018 off to an amazing start. And today I'm sharing my 2018 goals. If you didn't know, you can download a free 2018 goal setting workbook. It's on my website. Just head to horrocks.com, the link will be below. So we went through the 2018 goal setting workbook together, and these are my top 5 goals for this year. My number 1 goal this year is to find our first home, and we're both first time buyers, so there's things like helping setting up our Help to Buy ISAs and figuring out how much we can afford and all that kind of stuff. So we're in like the less exciting, more scarier, more nervous stage, I think anyway at the moment, with all of the money side of things. But then hopefully, you know, once the ball's rolling with that, in a few months time, in 6 months time, maybe we can start looking in person and really thinking about which area we love, which area is best for our budget. It's just the right time for us now to be buying our first home, which is really exciting, and that is my number 1 goal and my number 1 motivator for the whole of this year. My second goal is to practice consuming social media really mindfully and consciously. That is my number 1 bad habit, I think, and the habit that annoys me about myself and is really impulsive and almost unconscious. So that's why I wrote practice consuming social media consciously, because it is a huge part of my work and it is something I enjoy doing. I do get a lot of inspiration and knowledge and research and just connection online. It does become a habit to first thing in the morning roll over, grab my phone. Even just if you have an hour to relax in the evening, you can just end up wasting time mindlessly scrolling when you could have spent that time doing something really conscious, like going for a walk or ringing a friend or having a bubble bath in the evening and reading a book instead of just sitting there scrolling Instagram, looking at the same people over and over again. So as much as I love social media, I really want to make it a part of my daily routine, as in set aside time to spend on social media and then try to be much stricter about switching off and unplugging when I've finished, you know, I finished posting on Instagram, I finished replying to comments, and then just stepping away and going out into the real world and going for a walk. So one of my 90-day goals to do with this is to go for a walk every day and listen to a podcast, because they are 2 things that I love doing and they are healthy for me mentally, physically, emotionally, and I'm kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm doing some personal growth, but I'm also getting active and getting outside and not just sitting at my desk or sitting on my phone on the couch. So number 3 is going to sound a bit weird and perhaps a bit douchey if you're not a blogger or a business owner, but my 3rd goal is to grow the vision I have for horrocks.com, and by that I mean growing my community, reaching the people who I want to reach with what I do, growing that with creativity and authenticity this year. Because as a blogger, as a business owner, as anyone who has social media accounts, it can be really easy to want to be popular just for the sake of being popular, or comparing yourself to other people in terms of follow accounts, or feeling like you need to be doing a certain thing because everyone else is doing. And I really want to focus this year on what I'm good at and what feels right for me and my blog and my podcast, and not feel like I have to do something just because it's the done thing, or just because the people with more followers than me do that thing. So that's what I mean by authenticity. And in terms of creativity, I just want to, you know, push myself outside of my creative comfort zone this year, experiment with editing, with different filming styles. Obviously the podcast is a huge learning curve in terms of audio stuff. Like, I don't have any clue how to improve audio skills and all that kind of stuff. The actual editing of podcasts is completely different to videos. And of course the things that I already love doing, like photography, writing, I just really want to really hone in on my creativity this year and make more time for it. And I think the second goal goes hand in hand with the third goal, because if I'm freeing up more time in my schedule, that I'm not, you know, scrolling on Instagram or binging YouTube videos, I will have more time in my day to think, okay, I'm gonna set aside an extra hour and I'm gonna sit and just write and see what I feel like writing about. Goal number 4 is to do with the podcast. Obviously that's a huge project for me, and my 4th goal is to launch but also grow the podcast to reach a global audience of women. I'm definitely already on the way. I'm really just blown away by the feedback so far. Thank you so much if you've reached out to me and sent me a message about it, or an email or a tweet, or you've shared it on your Twitter. That's just amazing and makes me so happy. It seems to, you know, be going down really well, and I'm glad that I've, you know, followed my gut instinct, because I felt like it's a podcast and the topics that I really want to hear from women who are like me, who are, you know, starting a business or thinking about their goals or carving out a career path for themselves. So thank you so much, and I'm so excited for this year, the first full year of the Put Yourself First podcast. I have some amazing guests lined up already, but part of my 4th goal is I do have like a dream podcast guest list, and they're people who I have followed for years and I just really admire them. I really admire their message. Even if it's just a few people on that list, it would honestly make my year. Please let me know if there's anyone who you would love to hear from, because if I've not, you know, if I don't know who they are, if I don't follow them already, I would absolutely love to follow them and catch up with them and really, you know, hopefully get to know them and get them on the podcast. So leave them in the comments below as well. And my 5th and final goal is to continue working with amazing coaching clients and empowering my coaching clients to put themselves first. I've worked with a small handful of clients. I'm obviously quite busy with lots of other things, so I only have like a certain amount of availability. If you're interested in one-on-one support with goal setting, you know, motivation, mindset, self-care, really taking time for yourself and putting yourself first, then I would love for you to have a look at my coaching packages. Everything is sort of prepped for January, but in terms of this year in general, please let me know what you want to see. Like I said, who you want on the podcast, but also what videos you want to see. What do you want to hear me talk about? What are you really struggling with this year and is creating a barrier between you and your goals? Let me know what you're struggling with. I'd be happy to chat about it in a video, if I can relate, if I can offer anything. So as always, leave that feedback in the comments below. You can also reach out to me on social media, or if it is private, you can absolutely email me. My email is always linked below too. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys. And if you're brave, let me know what your goals are for the year. Be sure to join the community before you leave. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Bye!